the guard. Halt. Left. Face. Post. Colors. Lower. Colors. Ready? Move. Present. Arms. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Ready. Face. Ready. Face. Mark time. March. Left. Left. Forward. March. Left. Left. Left.
And before you be seated, I want to ask Mentor Pierce to have an opening prayer.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather here today, we ask your blessings on this group and on this occasion. As we prepare to celebrate the graduation of these two special young men, we pray that you will continue to watch over them as their future unfolds. For those currently in the program, will you provide them with courage and strength to persevere? May you continue to pour out your blessings on this program, Judge Taylor and his staff. And finally, may we be reminded that regardless of our situations, no matter our transgressions, your grace is available to each and every one of us. We pray all this in Christ's name. Amen.
Thanks, everybody. Have a seat. I want to welcome everybody here today. This is a special occasion. We have two terrific participants that are graduating today. Plus we all, as you may have already seen, this is the 10th anniversary of our program being certified. And we wanted to make some special recognition of that here today. And I'm so happy that all of y'all have come. The two participants are Luke McDonald, he's here with his friends and family, Michael, Edna, Courtney, Aaron, and Riley Wakefield, William Sumner, Tracy Finch, Tyler Ayers. It must be everybody that works on his crew. Lucas Hughes, Justin Wontabi, Simon Lee. And Stephen is here today. His family unable to attend. They're far away, but their prayers are with us, and our prayers are with them. We have many, many special community guests and partners. I want to thank, first of all, though, Woody Woodruff and David Veal for letting us have the room. We had to get their permission, so they're here today. Thank you so much for that. We're going to start the graduation with having these two guys come forward. We'll get that out of the way, and then we'll have our 10th anniversary. Come on up, guys. Right here. That's good. Thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here today. We've got special guests. We've got Mr. Amundson here from Andy Ogle's office. We've got Travis here from the Director of Veterans Affairs. He's the Assistant Director. We've got Miss Pat McMahon here. Well, where is she? Quilts of Valor. And we're so happy to have all our mentors and people that work with our program. Thanks everyone for being here today. I'm pleased to see the success that our participants have made in working this program. It's never easy, but the mentors and the participants and the staff have gone above and beyond to help each other. And that's encouraging for our court and the veteran community. I also want to mention that this is the 10th anniversary of the certification of Veterans Court. While we ran a Veterans Court for a year before that date, we really didn't have any idea what we were doing. We'd sort of copying from somebody else's notes in Montgomery County and Nashville. They were all very helpful to us. But until you get the certification, until you go to the classes, you really don't know what you're supposed to be doing. But we were able to run that court on the money provided by alcohol convictions, driving under the influence, and drug convictions. There's a portion of that, those fines that go to veterans courts across the state, if they'll engage, get certified, and have that money made available to them. And it's been a big help. It was a terrific idea. Whoever it was in the legislature that came up with that, it may have been Travis, I don't know. Anyway, but I'm happy to have everyone here today. I want to recognize all our special guests. I'd like all the folks that are veterans to stand up. I want to thank everyone for their service and all that y'all have done to help make this an enduring program. Some programs come and go, but this one has endured, and it's only because of you. Y'all sit down. Let's see who if you're a mentor, keep on your feet. I want all the mentors to be recognized. These are the folks. This is the thing about Veterans Treatment Court that's different from every other recovery court, because these guys are all veterans. They all survived the transition from active military to civilian life. Some of them have been part of our program. They were participants, and they've come back to help us. And the fact that every veteran that's in our Veterans Treatment Court is assigned a mentor, someone who has been probably in the same branch of service they were in, probably has some other connection with their service that we try to customize for them, and has survived coming, because even though they look old and they look like it would have been easy, it wasn't, never is easy. And they have an insight that nobody else has. And the fact that they're able to give their time and be trained and do that is what makes a Veterans Treatment Court different from every other court, and why I think this court has been successful. It's the veterans. Let's give the mentors, let's give them a round of applause. You can sit down now. So, let's see. We'll start with our graduation, then we'll move into the 10th anniversary celebration. We have two graduates, Luke McDonald here nearest me, and Stephen Perales. They volunteered and petitioned the Veterans Treatment Court for admission in our program. They both had pending charges that could have resulted in a considerable amount of time in jail. They would have been devastated, and it would have devastated not only their careers, but it would have devastated their loved ones. Instead, they decided it was time to change their lives. They hope to redirect their futures by accepting the help and resources made available to them by the Veterans Treatment Court. When they met with the team, they were nervous but motivated and ready for change. They gave the program their best efforts, and I can say in the case of these two gentlemen, they did give it their best efforts. They completed all phases. They did more than was required. They reached their goals by thinking things out and applying what they were learning in vet court to life situations. There were some challenges, but in the end, they realized their goals, developed new good habits to replace old bad habits, and they've proven that they can negotiate the problems and pressures of employment, family, and financial situations without the need to self-medicate, and the ability to keep a cool head. They have a new outlook on life. They found a path to success in their work and personal lives. Military service makes everyone think that is the most important thing in the world, and it is for that time. But after it's over with, they're often left in a vacuum without any idea what to do with themselves. And these guys have found a path for success in their work and their personal lives outside of that military service. They've sought new ways of tackling their problems with the knowledge that the community resources are here, that we have help from friends, mentors, and the veterans community. It's just a phone call away if they ask. They will go back to everyday life with their honor restored, knowing that resources are in place for them. They gave themselves another chance to prove to everyone that with the right tools, a citizen can make a mistake and can manage life in a positive and productive manner if he's given a chance. Before I hand you your certificates, I'd like to give each of you, turn around, your Veterans Challenge coin. Luke, thank you for completing our program. It's been amazing to watch how you've grown through this, and we appreciate your service and we appreciate your participation. Stephen Perales, same for you, man. You're just better dressed.
Every time.
These two guys have done everything they've been asked. They have become friends to the people that they participate in the program with. They have gone out of their way to provide things for veterans that didn't have what they needed. They've always been there, whether it's helping some poor veteran move out of the house that he's been living with somewhere and he can't live there anymore because he has an order of protection against him. They're there to move that furniture and do those things. They're terrific. It's been a pleasure to watch them. I want to present you each with that Veterans Treatment Court Challenge coins. It was created by Neff Feliciano over here. We all know that the original military challenge coins date back to ancient times. Military leaders once rewarded soldiers by presenting them with coins to recognize their achievements. Today, however, challenge coins are normally presented by unit commanders in recognition of special achievements of a member of a unit. This challenge coin is different, though. It represents more than your individual achievements. It represents the challenge accepted by a special group of people. The Veterans Treatment Court team and these mentors, they accepted the challenge to try to help you. They had faith in you, and they will always be available to support you in your time of need. And we mean that. If, God forbid you should have some relapse or something, we're always available for you to come back and see us, and we will try to help find the resources that you need, whatever that may be. We've had very few people that have gone through the program more than once, but we have accepted people back. I don't want to taint your success by talking like that, but there is, always the door is open for our mentors, from our team to the participants. If they're smart, they see trouble coming and they call us first. It also serves as a reminder to you and your fellow service members who struggle and need help with service-connected problems that only a fellow veteran can truly understand. So remember this: you've been restored to your honored status. You're part of the Veterans Treatment Court for life. So I appreciate y'all participating. And I want to say again that you have not found success based on how we've remolded you. You have found success based on your own way, and only thing we did was help you with the resources the Veterans Treatment Court has been able to bring to bear. I want you to know I'm proud of you both. Glad you made it to today, and I want you to know that I want to let you know how proud I am of what you've made of this chance. A lot of people get second chances, and y'all made the most of it. Thank you so much. Start with Luke McDonald. Luke McDonald served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 2013 to 2017. He received training at Parris Island and Camp Geiger. He was stationed at Camp Pendleton. He rose to Corporal E4. He was deployed twice, primarily in the Near and Far East, with 2 Marine Expeditionary Units. He was a machine gunner in those units and was a certified combat lifesaver. Luke was decorated for his service, receiving numerous awards and commendations, including, but not limited to, the Good Conduct Medal. While in our program, Luke exhibited good conduct. He lent a helping hand to many other participants and became a leader among his peers. Luke has a terrific job and is on the board of a nonprofit called Zenthimba USA, which provides aid to young children in South Africa. I didn't know it until Luke brought it to my attention in his essay that he had to write for graduation. But in South Africa, orphans and abandoned children and children in need are not provided any government assistance until they're 7 years of age or older. So it throws all these folks out just to be taken advantage of, and I commend you for being part of that. Luke is an exceptional young man, and it's been a pleasure having him in the Veterans Treatment Court. And here is your certificate, Luke McDonald. Thank you for graduating from this program. Let's turn that around the other way so that all these folks can see that. And congratulations to you, Luke. Thank you so much. Now, Stephen Perella. Stephen enlisted in the U.S. Air Force at age 17 in 2004. He served until 2014. You can say he grew up in the military. He received training in Wichita Falls, Texas, in munition systems, and was deployed to Okinawa, Japan, Spokane, Washington, Doha, Qatar, and Phoenix, Arizona, where he received specialty training as a missile technician. He joined the Air Force Reserves in 2015 and was deployed to Afghanistan and received the rank of technical sergeant. Since his discharge, he's worked in the defense contracting sector, supporting the Department of Defense operations in the Middle East. In that position, he returned to the Middle East many times, from Afghanistan to the United Arab Emirates. During his time with us, Stephen has harnessed his positive outlook on life to support and inspire others in our program and to lift him up as he faced challenges in his own life. In fact, he may be the most positive participant in the 11 years we've been conducting the Veterans Treatment Court. Beyond the support he has provided fellow participants, he's also organized clothing drives for, there's something at the VA, it's an inpatient mental health treatment called RRTP. It's there for drug and alcohol abuse. He's created a program to provide clothing for these folks while they're in that program. A lot of these guys are homeless that wind up in that program. Stephen consistently comes in first in the Veterans Treatment Court Best Dressed competition. And you're not going to believe this. This is true. This is not something I'm making up just to be funny. He will appear in episodes of Nashville 911. And he signed on to be an extra to see what the movies were like. They were making a movie here in Franklin. They signed him up as an extra. They used him 2 or 3 times, and then he got scouted by this new show, Nashville 911, that's coming out in the fall, and he's in some of their episodes. Go figure, you know. When I was his age, you have to hang a pork chop on me to get the dog to play with me. With the passing of notable leading men and his background in the dark world of defense procurement, he is well prepared for what lies ahead, be it the movies, politics, or just real life. And I want to thank you for your active participation in this and all that you've brought to this. He's been a help to practically everyone that's been in the program, and I want to congratulate you for finishing our program, Steve. Thank you so much. Let's turn around and let these folks get you. What's your good side? Do we need to turn around? So, where are we? I want to give you guys an opportunity to say something to our group here. I always have a lot of insight that I obtain from listening to what these guys have to tell their peers that are still in the program. Let's start with Luke.
Just do it. Once you get started, it's going to make a world of difference. Changed my life. Just let it change yours.
And I knew he'd do this. I brought his essay. It says, "I'm happy." No, listen. This is what if he were as well spoken as Travis or the mayor, he would say, "I'm happy. I have a great job, good friends, and I'm in an amazing place with my parents. They fully trust me again. And it's so nice to know I have earned that trust back through my actions with the Veterans Treatment Court program and therapy. I have an amazing girlfriend who supports my sobriety and pushes me to be the very best version of myself every day." Now that's a testament to somebody that took this thing seriously, and I appreciate it, Luke. And Stephen, what do you have to say?
When I first started all this, I was pretty walled off emotionally. He didn't even know I spoke English.
No, didn't.
Getting started in it and really putting the work into the therapy book, and hearing things from other veterans that really helped out along the way. Like, just because you're here does not mean you're a bad person. We all make bad decisions sometimes, and we've got to deal with those consequences, and we can grow. We can always grow. Like I said in my essay, life's definitely thrown me the curviest of curveballs as of late.
It's a curveball, a knuckleball, and a spitball all at one time.
Yeah. But being able to let a bunch of those walls down, I was able to reach out to so many of you guys, from Miss Tracy to my mentor to Mr. Ken, Mr. Nick. When one of my therapists passed away, that was a punch in the gut. What else happened? I ended up going through all of one of the therapies that I felt was really great for me, dialectical behavioral therapy. And my therapist just called me up one day and let me know that we were done and we didn't have to continue anymore. And at first I was like, oh, that's awesome, that's really great. And then it hit me a little bit later on that I felt sad about it. And so I called up Miss Tracy in tears. Is this okay? Am I okay to feel like this? She helped me walk through that and process that. And then just recently, my wife got diagnosed with cancer, and we've been on that fight, and we're coming out on top. We're fighting it. She's getting better every day. Tumors have shrunk 2/3 the size. I know we're not exactly out of the woods yet, but I mean, our hope and our positivity and prayers are up there, and that's where we have to keep our mindsets. And I've been able to do that with all of your help, and I appreciate you guys so much for letting me lean on you, for giving me those prayers, for all the pats on the shoulders, saying, I know this is hard, but you got this. All of you being able to relate with me, telling me your stories, opening up and being able to share what you've gone through about similar situations. It's just meant so much. And I've met some amazing people in all of you, and you guys mean so much to me. And I hope you guys receive that. You really feel that. And I mean it sincerely. It's possible for all of you guys to be able to make those connections with these people. They're really here to help out, and they believe in you.
And all you need to do is tell us what you need. And we ask every week, everybody, what do you need this week? If you'll tell us, we'll try to find it. We may not have the money for it, but we'll try to find it. We'll find somebody that'll do it for free. Just let us know. So that's one of the great things about this. There's so many people that want to help veterans. We've got Travis Murphy, who's been working with our program since we first got our certification. He's the Tennessee Department of Veterans Services Assistant Commissioner, and he's back today. Come up here. He's got something for you guys.
I heard there was cake on the 10-year anniversary. But on behalf of the Tennessee Department of Veterans Services, this is our challenge coin. Congratulations, and I hope that it reminds you there's a whole community that cares an awful lot about you.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Travis. We appreciate it. Thank you. And now someone else who's been very faithful to us, James Amundson, with Congressman Andy Ogle's office. They've been at our graduations. I guess it's been going on almost 5 years now. They've been here for every one of them. Come up, James. He's got something for you guys too.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure. You can have it.
Judge Taylor, I think I've mentioned this to you before. I'll say it many times over, I'm sure. I'm so thankful that you're here, that you've been so faithful to this program. I can't remember exactly when I first learned about the Veterans Treatment Court, I have a longtime friend, Mark Winslow, who's program director up in Davidson County. He had first told me about it. See Travis nodding his head. And, didn't really know a whole lot about it, but after discussing it with Mark, I thought it was a good thing, it was a right thing, that we extend an extra measure of grace to those men and women who've already demonstrated the highest degree of fidelity, faithfulness to their country, that they would sacrifice themselves if the country called them to. So it's the right thing that we have Veterans Treatment Court. I wish we didn't need it, but I'm glad that we have it. On behalf of Congressman Ogle's office, I have a letter here, and I'm just going to read the first paragraph for Luke and Stephen. As your representative in Congress, Andy Ogles wants to join your loved ones and your friends and congratulate you on your completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. This is an exciting time as your next chapter in your life and your future begins. He wishes you success in your educational and professional pursuits. And we are blessed to live in the United States where every man and woman can pursue and achieve their American dream. So, Stephen. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Let's see, we got just a few more things while you're getting used to the limelight. Randy Pierce. Looks like Randy's got a little bit to say about you guys and the mentors.
Thank you, Judge Taylor, for giving me just a couple of minutes here. I thought I'd give a brief perspective, what the program looks like from a mentor's point of view. And I'd first like to say it's a privilege to get to step in and help these guys. Just to share the journey with them over the course of the year, and as they in addition to earning their own way into the program, I've learned from them as well. So it's a two-way street. I spent last Veterans Day in jail, visiting this guy. And I don't say that to make him uncomfortable. I don't say that to make light of it. I knew I'd met somebody special. He had already made up his mind when I got there that he wanted to get himself straightened out. And he took advantage of the program. He's come a long way, as you can see, from where he stands today. And Miss Tracy almost made a cowboy out of him. That's kind of a private joke with the horse therapy. I don't think she could get him on one, but
I don't blame him.
Stephen also entered the program on a positive note, and you could tell he intended to take the program seriously from the very start. With treatment, he jumped right in and has even worked on his college degree at Belmont during this past year while doing all this. I commend him for that. And like Judge said, you can catch him on Nashville 911 if you hadn't heard about it. I'd like to say this on behalf of all the mentors. Can there be any doubt that this program works? Luke and others now work for one of our past graduates who went on to build his own business and continues to pay it forward today. He's out there somewhere. Riley, I know you're out there. Good guy. I got to be his mentor. Then, so importantly, there are graduates who have returned to the program to work as staff members. Several of them are sitting up here. They're out in the audience. And serve as mentors. Alan's on the second row there. He's really excited about getting involved from this perspective. These are just a couple examples of how successful this program has been and how far it's come in 10 years. Quickly point out that I talked an old Army buddy who lives outside of Waco into getting involved with the Veterans Court there locally that I felt like he had a lot to offer as a mentor. It's been a couple of years now. He doesn't even know who the other mentors are. Now that's a stretch from what we are here today, but it's a compliment to this program. And I congratulate Judge Taylor, all these staff members who put so much of themselves in this program, and I salute you all. Thank you, Judge.
And now we have Miss Pat McMahon, who's going to present probably the most coveted award for our graduation, the Quilt of Valor, presented by the Quilting Guild, Middle Tennessee. Miss Pat McMahon. Come on up, Miss McMahon. And thank you for your help with our program.
My pleasure. I did not expect a crowd like this today. For those of you who don't know, my name is Pat McMahon. I'm the chairperson of the Cumberland Valley Quilters Association Quilt of Valor Committee. Our guild is everywhere in this city. Our Quilts of Valor group has got 20-something places that we go and present quilts to veterans. Our focus is the veterans. I have 30 women on my committee who dearly love the veterans. I don't let them come with me here because I think it's a very private thing and nobody else needs to know it. But Pam and I come, and Pam's cute, but I brought 2 people with me today to help me. The first, Joyce Oberly, is our president. And about 9-10 years ago, she was our president. She told us if we didn't get a committee chairperson, we couldn't have the committee. And Dummy raised her hand. And I've been doing it ever since. But Joyce has supported our committee. She gave us a long arm to quilt on. She has done all kinds of things to help me out. And then when I asked her to come today, she was thrilled. Because all the women want to come, and I won't let them. The next person is Eileen, and she is the widow of my best friend, Steve Sherrill, who was lieutenant colonel in the Army. And they went with me to nursing homes. Steve would talk to me when I got depressed or whatever. But Quilts of Valor are like the Medal of Honor. You only get one. And my buddy Ted told me that the graduates or the people in the program look more forward to their quilt than they do graduating. That's wrong. They need to look forward to graduating. As I look around this group, there's folks here from Vietnam Veterans Group. I saw somebody else that was from another group I'd been to. But we're here today to recognize the veterans from this court. And it's a very special program. For those of you who don't know, Judge Taylor volunteers to do all this, as do all the mentors, and the graduates show up on their own. But everything is very private and we don't tell stuff. But the first person I want to recognize, you're really in luck. Luke McDonald is from the United States Marine Corps. Says, the Quilts of Valor Foundation wishes to recognize you for your service to our nation. We consider it a privilege to honor you, and though we may never know the extent of your sacrifice and service to protect and defend the United States of America, as an expression of our gratitude, we award you this Quilt of Valor. Hold it up so he can see it. Now, every time you cover up, it's a hard thing. Oh, okay, I will. Here's a pillowcase to get your quilt home in. Don't forget this raining when I came in, so you may get wet. And here's your stuff. We still have one more graduate, and the judge just told me, Steve, you have to come over here. We have a certificate for you, said Stephen, and I am not going to mess up your last name, I hope. Persalis?
Perales.
Perales,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. United States Air Force. There's a couple of Air Force guys out here. Y'all can swap tails. But the Quilts of Valor Foundation wishes to recognize you for your service to our nation. We consider it a privilege to honor you, and though we may never know the extent of your sacrifice and service to protect and defend the United States of America, as an expression of our gratitude, we award you this Quilt of Valor. And I dropped your instructions.
Oh, that's okay.
Turn around and let them show you your quilt.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Every time you cover up, it's a hug from a grateful nation. When the ladies in the guild found out that I got a hug for the quilt, they all want to come with me. But we've told them no because these guys are always cute. That's yours, Steve. And your pillowcase and my notes. Thank you all for being here. This is the greatest program, I think, in Williamson County, and I've been everywhere. The fair, Joshua Chamberlain, VVA, you name it, I've been there. But this is great, and I hope you all will consider supporting them. Thank you.
Okay, guys, why don't y'all have a seat back over there, and we're going to segue into our 10th year anniversary celebration. I've already had all the veterans acknowledged. I want to ask County Mayor Rogers Anderson to come forward. He's going to make some opening remarks, and he has a presentation he wants to make. Let's thank him for being here.
Well, first of all, it is indeed an honor to see both of you gentlemen successfully complete the course, complete the requirements, and Pat, you're correct, it is an honor. Judge Taylor, in a few moments, I'm going to give some special recognition to you. But Tracy asked me to come up with some thoughts and comments to address the 10th year period that we're in. It was a few years back that I was engaged in a conversation with a friend, and we were talking about Luke 15. Luke 15 is talking about, we often hear it called the prodigal son. It's about the son that wants his money, wants his activities, and he wants to leave his father's nest. After squandering that money, blowing the money as he did, and eating with the pigs, he decided to come back home. He came back home to a brother that was very jealous of him. He was bitter. He was angry at his brother. And his father threw a very big party to celebrate him for coming back home. If you go to church, that story is symbolic for us to come back home. And for you two gentlemen, welcome back home. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I participated in the VVA activities we have here. We have a saying for those in Vietnam: welcome home, and welcome home to you. You know, as human beings, we often have a hard time letting go of the past. And most of the time it's for a good reason. It's very difficult to let go of the past. But yet when you look at it and you look at the gray hair in my hair, you realize at this point in your life that we're only being held captive by the things we dream and think about in the past. We need to look towards the future. Look for the mistakes that we've made and correct it and go forth. Today's the first day of fall. In a few more months, we'll have winter. And just as winter will soon give way to the beauty of spring, our hearts have got to go away from the bitterness and the anger that we've had in the past, the disappointments, the things that we thought that weren't fair. We can only replace those things, those emotional things, with faith and hope and love and a new beginning. Again, I only call upon myself that when you've got those elements in your life, you'll enjoy peace and joy and happiness, fulfillment. You'll learn to begin to really think that life is worth living for. And the world that I often live in, and so many of us here now, the rhetoric that goes on, it's very difficult. It's sometimes almost challenging to wonder, do I want to get up out of bed? Do I want to face today's problems? The answer is yes and yes. And to you, gentlemen, and to all of the men and women that have gone through this program, I commend you. Job well done. And to those mentors that I know so many of them are, and to the workers that we have here, the dedication that we have, I can only say thank you. From one individual as a veteran that has seen the drug use, the alcohol, those things that will get in the way of a happy life. Move on. Take that challenge going as Judge Taylor has given you for what it's meant to be, is a challenge. You have fulfilled that challenge, but your journey has just begun. So thanks for letting me say a few words, Judge Taylor. Now I have something for you. I have to walk back over here. I remember, because I've been around a few years, Judge Taylor and others coming before me over on the budget side at the mayor's level, telling me about this outstanding program they were going to get started. Well, anytime you mention a veteran's idea to me, I'm receptive. Now, I don't always give money, but I am receptive. You're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to show. You're going to have to demonstrate what you can get out of a program through this. And if I may use the judge's first name, Tom has done a heck of a job. There were a lot of things that he could be doing with his wife and his family rather than overseeing this program. To Tracy, all the people that you've had involved, to keep them together, to keep the cohesiveness is not an easy journey. You are to be commended. And with that, we'd like to give you the 10 years of distinguished service to Judge M.T. Taylor, Jr. for your leadership, your dedication, unwavering support of the Williamson County Veterans Treatment Court, ensuring justice and compassion for those who have served our nation, restoring veterans to their honored status. Judge, you deserve it.
Well, that was a surprise, and I can't take any credit for the idea. The person who had the idea, well, actually, it was really like we talk about challenge coins, Neff Feliciano and a long gone helper, an attorney by the name of Harry Boyko, came to me, and they had the idea. There's an article on the Tennessean that wanted to let everybody know that the state of Tennessee was going to rob Peter and pay Paul, take money away from circuit court and give it to these veterans treatment courts. But it was a lot of barriers to actually getting it started. But once we got our certification, Mayor Anderson was right there. We got the ordinance passed so that we could take that money, and it's been a big help. We survived on it for several years, and we've been very, very fortunate to have people here that have helped us seek, although I never wanted them to start with because I know how much trouble they are, but grants that have helped so many more veterans than we could have ever helped with the generous money from the state. But we have resources that I would have never dreamed of. It's just really remarkable that the state of Tennessee really, really, really appreciates its veterans and is doing what it can in a very conservative money environment to do what they can to help veterans. I hope there's more good on the way, and I hope that the county embraces veterans and all their future plans for improving law enforcement and other recovery kinds of programs that they may be considering in the future. The Veterans Treatment Court, while it sounds like a very boutique sort of thing, it really helps an awful lot of really deserving people, and I want to thank the mayor. Thank you so much. Let's see. The mentors, did y'all stand up a while ago? Yes, you did. Keep your seats. You're all my age or older. You don't need to be standing up real quickly. You might get dizzy. I want to start with this guy. It's really funny. My wife's here today, and I do want to thank her because the mayor's right. We give up a lot of time for this and the mental health court that we do, but it's something that we think's worthwhile. She's not always happy, no, but she always gives me the thumbs up when it comes to helping veterans. So I do want to thank her. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to move this on along. The next guy, this is really interesting. Randall Rohr. Come here, Randall. When Neff and I went to Montgomery County with Harry Boyko, he almost killed us driving up there, and we met with the General Sessions Court judge up there. He's had a terrific Veterans Treatment Court. I think he's either number 2 or number 3 in the state to create a Veterans Treatment Court. They let us sit in on a group meeting, which was very interesting. I never would have dreamed that. And the guy that was running the group meeting, Veterans Service Officer, was Randall Rohr. And so when Neff and I left the meeting, they said, damn, if we could get a guy like Randall Rohr to come help us, this would really be meaningful because he knows his stuff. And so lo and behold, a few months later, Randall was, I think he had a territory that ran from Middle Tennessee all the way up into Kentucky somewhere. And we got him, but only for just about a year. And then he had to go away. And we got Miss, how do you pronounce it? Miss, here she is. Miss Speeney. She came in and she was terrific too. But then she retired. And so now Randall's retired. Randall came back after she left. Randall came back and now he's retired. And come to find out, my wife went to high school with a woman who's a psychologist, worked at the VA, hired Randall. You know, she still remembered him. He's been a terrific employee of the Veterans Administration for how many years, Randall?
Me? 21 years.
21 years. And so we want to give this special presentation to Randall now that he's retiring. Let him know how much we appreciate everything he's done for this program.
Thank you,
Randall.
Your Honor. Thank you so much. It's been an honor. Thank you.
He'll be back, he says. He may come back. You never know. Now I'd like to ask Ms. Andrea Hastings to come up here. And don't get mad at me, Ms. McKinney's the one that determined who was going to get these, so, except for Randall's, we all voted on that. Ms. Hastings works for the county, oversees all of our grants, keeps us out of trouble, makes sure that we pay everything out of the right line item. You would not believe how hard that is. And we want to thank you for all the support you give us in finding a way to do what we need to do without having to go to the Grand Inquisitor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, I balked about the grants a while ago. One of the things that's made it possible for us to be successful are the grants. And this one person, actually, we had a terrible time. We had a county grant writer, somebody that had contracted with the county, that decided he was going to go to Europe when our grant deadline came. And you can see how that worked out. But this lady came to our program because she was our grant evaluator. And she has given us terrific advice. It's helped us get other grants. She helps write grants. It's amazing when you have a little expertise how much farther you can get. But I'd like to thank Ms. Lauren Allard. Ms. Allard, are you here?
She's right here, Your Honor.
Oh, she's here? Okay, she's not here in person?
Thomas Clinton, who works with her.
Okay, well, we'll be sure that you get this, and we'll give it to Ms. McKinney. Thank you so much for all you've done. Thank you so much. Say again.
Clinton works for Allard.
Yes,
Consulting,
yes,
and
yes.
she does a lot
Thank
of
you
our
so much.
estimates.
Make sure you appreciate it. Will do. Thank you so much. And we've got another surprise. Ms. McKinney, is she here? Ms. Saylor? Ms. Saylor, she's probably out there turning the meatballs for you guys. Come on in, Miss Saylor. Miss Saylor has absolutely, whether we had $15 to spend or whether we had $250 to spend, she has made sure it's been spent wisely for each and every one of our graduations. I want to thank you so much for doing that. And got Nick Astori. Stand up, Nick. Nick is one of our community partners. There he is. Nick runs Franklin Recovery. It's so funny. When Neff and I first started this, we'd just be the two of us talking. We didn't pay any attention to Harry because Harry's like a preacher. He could never find anything wrong with any veteran. So when we had to make decisions about how to reward somebody or how to punish somebody, it was always Neff and I. And we had no idea what we were doing until we went to that training course. We'd put somebody in jail for a couple of days, put them in, and we found out along the way that there are better ways to handle that. There are scientific methods, and that we've learned the words that Nick's predecessor, Tony Owens, taught us all: best practices is so much more important than when you get mad at somebody that you've put a lot of time and effort into and then they just disappoint you. You just want to hammer them. But that's not the way to do it. And thank you, Nick. We appreciate that for carrying on Tony Owens' work. Previous graduates, stand up, previous graduates, if you're in the house. Come on. These men and women weren't required to be here today. They're here because each and every one of them felt like they got something out of this program, and each and every one of them has given something back to another veteran. And it just makes you feel so validated for doing something like this when you have folks that come back and give Riley here. I guess Riley's probably hired 5 or 6 guys since he graduated. He's just an amazing boss. So thank you all again. Appreciate you coming back. And Randall Rohr says he has one more thing to do. I don't know what it is.
Hello, friends. This is
a letter of congratulations from the director of VA Healthcare in Middle Tennessee. But, you know, I want to just say, this is not some shallow greeting from afar. VA clinicians and providers know that this program has saved lives, and it's very restorative, not just to the veteran, but to families and employers and work crews and churches. So Director Deeker wanted to give you a heartfelt congratulations on 10 years, Your Honor.
Well, thank you, Randy. Thank you for that. Well, I appreciate that from the Department of Veterans Affairs, but the Veterans Affairs are only as good as the people that you have getting past the gatekeepers for your people. It's so hard sometimes. The rules are so contradictory in Virginia and Randall and Mr. Welch. Going the extra mile to see that those things get done is how this program works, because a big, you know, we have terrific grant right now, but you couldn't do it unless you had the resources of the Veterans Administration as your first line of defense. And sometimes you just can't get it done. You have to have people like this that are willing to annoy somebody until they do what's right. And I praise both of them because it's well deserved, well deserved. Greg Hoover has one more thing he wants to say before we go.
I'd like Pat McMahon to join me at the podium, please. You're not in trouble.
You don't know.
Pat, I don't have a quilt for you, but I want to recognize you for all the ways you've supported countless numbers of veterans in Tennessee. I dare say that every graduate over the past 10 years has walked out that door with a quilt, and many of the mentors have received quilts over the years. In addition, as Pat mentioned, she has represented the Cumberland Valley Quilters at the Williamson County Fair, the Vet Fest. She's traveled to veterans' homes, to several veteran services organizations, the VFW, Vietnam Veterans of America, the Marine Corps League, and the American Legion. I'm a member of American Legion Post 215. Over the past 4 or 5 years, Pat and her organization have gifted probably all of our active members, that's 30 to 35 quilts. One Sunday afternoon, Pat and some of our members visited 4 of our homebound veterans to make those presentations. In addition, she's awarded quilts to numerous individual veterans all over this territory. And here's just one example. For those of you that live in Franklin, you know where J&H Small Engine Repair is on West Main Street, right before you get to the admin complex. I've been going there for 20 years to have my push mower serviced every spring. And last April, when I took it in, I noticed the owner, a sort of an older gentleman, white hair, had a very nice, clean haircut. And I said, "Sir, you've got a real nice haircut." He said, "Well, look at this haircut." He pulled out his military ID card from the Vietnam era where he was a Marine. And of course, he had a burr haircut. So I called Pat and I say, "Pat, can we give Larry a quilt?" And sure enough, the very next Monday that we had a court graduation, Pat and Pam met me over at J&H that afternoon. We walked in the door and surprised Larry with a well-deserved quilt. So I don't have a quilt for Pat, but I have a plaque that has the emblem of all 6 services on this plaque and the Quilts of Valor logo. And the inscription reads, "Presented to Mrs. Pat McMahon, Cumberland Valley Quilters. Thank you for your devotion, love, support, and presentation of Quilts of Valor to countless veterans in the state of Tennessee. On behalf of a grateful community, sincerely, the Williamson County Veterans Treatment Court. There you go, Mr. Pat.
And we'll close with a little prayer. Yes, ma'am.
We have one last part of the program.
Okay.
We have a few graduates that are gonna come up and just give a few minutes of their time.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
No problem at all, Miss Lisa P.
Hello, my name is Lisa Peden. When I was 18, I joined the United States Air Force. When times are tough, I run. But I don't run away. I run to the strongest person I can find. And when I was 18, that was the military. Being in the military was a lot tougher than I expected, especially with gender dynamics and having a mechanical brain and doing more blue-collar work than doing more white-collar work. However, everywhere I looked, everywhere I ran, there was someone there that I ran smack into. And 2 years ago, I ran into Sergeant Martinez, quite literally. I don't think he's here today. But Sergeant Martinez, at the time anyway, I don't know if he still is, but he was in charge of the Wilco jail. I'd never been to jail. I'd never planned to go to jail, but as usual, as I was running, that's where I ended up. All I could do was sit on the floor and scream, "I'm a veteran, I'm a veteran, I'm a veteran." And he walked in, he said, "Me too." And I snapped out of it. And since then, I stopped running. Tracy, Neff, Ken, Nick, Rand, Miss Pat, Sergeant Martinez, Ben, everybody stopped me from running. And now people run to me. And I had no idea that being a veteran meant that when I joined, but I sure as hell know now. And as times are tough right now, I hope all of us that raised our hand remember that we can all serve together and we don't have to run anymore. We can just stand right here and wait for the other veterans to run to us. Thank you, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. A little something about me. I actually promised myself I would not be back in Williamson County. So one thing I can tell you about the program was if you fight it, it's just going to be tough. I came in for a conviction, something just very not hard, but it was tough on my life, a lot of changes. But one of the things that I did learn from it was I had an opportunity to work on myself, and I really changed myself quite a bit. I met a lot of good people here, and I had a lot of people that supported me along the way, and each step of that. It's good to see Ken, actually. Looks like he has more hair, but that it just, the whole perspective of everything has changed. I got out of the military in 2014. I was arrested in 2022. I was very far removed from the community, and it's really great to see each and every one of you here, and Luke and Stephen graduating. Thank you.
This is probably not going to be very short. It's going to warn you up front. When I came into this program, I think I had the kind of process as most veterans do. It started with frustration. I shouldn't be here, it was a mistake. And then it turned into commitment, embrace the suck, right? Get through this, I'm gonna put my head down, work through it. When I came into the program, we were just building a company, we were just starting. Randy had mentioned that, and actually, I see a lot of familiar faces on the veterans we've been able to add to the team. Welcome to the family. But it wasn't just me. It was my partners, Trace and Will, and the whole team. When I first got into the program, I had all those feelings. And then it shifted towards submission, words most veterans don't like to use. And then realization. And I thought about this. I was going to make some notes. But a couple of stories came to mind. One, history we've all probably heard, David and Goliath. I don't think we truly understand the moral of that history lesson. You see, when Goliath was throwing obscenities to the Israelites, this little 17-year-old kid, David, got to the front lines and he started wondering, are we going to do anything about this? We're just going to let him run his mouth? So he said, I'll go ahead and I'll take care of this. The moral of the story is the other warriors were comparing Goliath to themselves. To them, Goliath was this 9-foot-tall giant. You have no chance. That's how you get hurt, or worse. But David was comparing Goliath to the creator of the universe. That made Goliath small. When we compare our problems to ourselves, those problems become big. But when we understand that we serve the King of the universe, mighty Jesus, problems become smaller. Another story is Joshua and Jericho. It's always interested me, God communicates this plan to Joshua, and I can always wonder what that would be like. He says, all right, here's what we're going to do. Here's what you're going to do. Go to the city, march around it 7 times, and wait for it. Blow some trumpets. The city's yours. I was never trained in that battle drill. I don't believe that is a military maneuver, but it's the same moral. See, Joshua submitted, and then the true commander was revealed. And we know the rest. So through my time in the program, I realized a couple things. One, we're looking for true peace. Peace that the world cannot provide. Peace that the world talks about as external. But Jesus gives us a different kind of peace. It's an internal peace. It's the salt in your heart and your mind. It's not a peace that prevents you from going through the storm. It's a peace that gives you the calmness in the storm. So you can operate with precision and faith and courage. So I don't think it's the veteran treatment court. I realize that it's more closely related to an optometry office. Because when you really lock in, you focus, and you do the internal work, they're offering you glasses to see the world in a different lens. Tracy asked me to talk a little bit about my time in the program and where I'm at now. So I'll take a brief minute to talk about where I'm at now. I mentioned that I was in the middle with my partners who are amazing, incredible men of faith. They hold me accountable. In the program, I'd thrown myself into overworking, and Tracy called that out. Yes, I'm taking vacations. It's due to my wife, and my partner's holding me accountable, and the whole team for that matter. I am an owner of Intercept Roofing and Construction. We become Middle Tennessee and Kentucky's most trusted and reliable roofing contractor and general contractors. But a title is perishable, and a company is perishable, unless it's clothed in the imperishable. And that imperishable for us is commitment, shared vision, to servitude, and to be the hands and feet. The nonprofit that Luke mentioned was actually created by one of our cherished reps. And to see God work throughout that is just amazing. A couple months before I was accepted in the program, I had what most veterans have when they come here, guilt. We had just buried my wife's middle sister who tragically died at 18 during a hiking accident. So the guilt was difficult. So I thought it more fitting, because let's be honest, we're not here to talk about anything else other than celebrate the graduates, the program. So I thought it'd be more fitting to talk about my lessons learned. And then with your blessing, I'd love to say a prayer. My lessons learned are your mind it just does not remain neutral. If you don't direct it, the world will. If you don't master it, the devil will. We have to control our input. We have to feed our mind daily with faith, courage, and truth. Read words of greatness until they burn inside you. And it starts with a decision that no matter what life throws at you, that your attitude is yours and yours alone. It's not your enemies, it's not your critics, and it's certainly not your past. But your subconscious mind will either become the soil in which weeds grow or fruits grow. Your inner dialogue will either become an architect of greatness or a silent assassin of dreams. Proverbs 16:32 says, "He who ruleth his mind is mightier than he who taketh the city." The battle is in the mind. They're invisible adversaries. We have to wage that war. Stop negative thoughts like criminals at the door. They're not visitors, they're invaders. So, in closing, I'm going to say just a quick prayer for everybody in the room, graduates. I speak the name of all authority, the name no grave could ever hold, mighty Jesus. And in his name, I declare blessings. I declare healing. Father, you are greater, you are stronger. God, you are the God of possible. We do all things through you. So, Father, I pray for healing. I pray that circumstances begin to change. I pray that breakthroughs happen in this moment and throughout today. God, and I just pray that fear and anxiety just begin to flee. Father, and I pray miracles over every person that is in this room. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you.
Unless I'm corrected again, I think that's it. There's food out here. Travis is really wanting that cake. So thanks everybody for coming. It means so much to these guys that you show your support. Thanks again.